I think we're ready. I think we're ready to load in. Both of these teams got a bye in stage 1 because they finished first and second overall. They were not quite as fortunate this time around and will now have to do battle. We start on DZ's map choice of Nighthaven Labs, and operator bands will quickly roll through. It's first Aurora of today, by the way, or did my eyes deceive me earlier on and I just didn't see it? Perfect. Not a lot of Zofia today either, as she still struggles to find her place in the meta. DZ have already opened up this IT wall, and we're hoping for somebody on Shopify Rebellion to peek out. Nobody will give them that, so they have to go back to the drawing board, which is the other exterior wall.
The smoke grenade going through. Curious if Citizen will follow up with some doors placed on some of these positions. Pamazu hops in. Good way to get him activated. Kind of taking a page out of Ashen's book. You can sometimes get aggressive with that glass on the smoke. Ooh, the Canadian with a great C4 goes down early. Well, that's a very nice position for Spirits to find right around the corner. Somehow.
It's going to get quite claustrophobic in there for this defense on the side of the Rebellion. Spirits taking even more damage now. Ambi and Canadian living on borrowed time. Canadian the only player on the side of Shopify Rebellion with a kill. There goes the door, closing off rafters, and a sweep through as Nave looks to exploit it. Rexon and Spoit finding a kill apiece. Rexon gets another surf on the board. Ambi, the only player on the Rebellion not to get a kill in that round. And a very quick dog pile onto the attackers will give Shopify Rebellion the round. It's a very quick entry to clear out the roam now. Upstairs, as Spirits is off to the races, 2 rounds in a row where he will rock the Blackbeard. Everybody else on DZ is swapped up the ops.
A lot of pressure being applied to Spoit, in fact, around this electrical position, but it can always be a little tricky. He doesn't necessarily have to peek, and then he's got the defender on the stairs supporting him. Citizen finding an engagement onto Ambi early will be great. We've also got one around the corner, and Dark Zero's intel game, not quite enough.
Canadian finds yet another kill. It's been a good day for the supports, both in the earlier match and now here too, but my goodness. Shopify Rebellion watching as Spirits deflects all those bullets. Now it's a flank from Spoit. Waited ever so patiently. DZ has lost control of the bomb site. Spoit and Canadian sharing the same room here in Toronto and now share the same circumstance. Nave gets finished off by Spoit at the last second. DZ not watching. Spoit takes out NJR, and now it's Spirits. Spirits in a 1v2. Spoit with 4 kills. Canadian will find a third, and look at that. Excellently done by the Rebellion as they go up 2-0.
An excellent recovery. I mean, so much credit has to be given to Spoit there. I don't think you could have played that whole round better if you were Spoit.
Heat sink between these two players, by the way. 7 of the 10 kills on the side of Shopify Rebellion in the hands of just 2 players. DZ's offense right now sputtering. NGR and Citizen are, well, Spirits is technically positive as well, but he plays sheltered minutes, so low kills, low deaths. He'll be on the blitz this time around, and he was a very crucial part of a almost win in the previous round on that Blackbeard. Spoit will start things off, gunning down Pambazu, who's had a dreadful beginning. Spoit on the run, Nate finishes that off, so there is a trade, but Pambazu 0-3 is not the start that DZ had hoped for.
It's going to be a real difficult challenge for Dark Zero to pull this off, especially with most of their execute utility being gone.
The Spirits is still up, so you've still got a shield to lead the way in, and when it comes to violence, DZ is able to meet Shopify Rebellion at their best. Down goes NJR at the hands of Ambi, who's now on the run. That's his first kill through these 3 rounds. Getting Ambi on the board early is good. He'll be finished off, though, by DZ as they double up. Desperately running out of time. Nate getting Diffuser down, serve as last man standing. He guns away Citizen, and now just needs to stop that Diffuse kit from going, but he doesn't have intel. He can't get to it in time. A ring around the Rosie. Citizen bleeding out. Spirits and Nave still upright. He'll see the shield. Surf completely blinded. Nave credited with the kill, but the Blitz instrumental in that. Spirits gets no points for it, except for an assist. DZ on the board after 3 rounds. One thing Shopify Rebellion's been really good at, Lynx, is drawing first blood, and they'll do it again. Down goes Citizen. Spoit continuing his great day as he's amassed 6 kills so far. Ambi's numbers are actually down this stage, well behind what we expect of him. A nice drop, and Rexon somehow wins it and has the opportunity to hit him with a question mark drive-by in chat. That's a damning blow for Spirits. They'll lose their second shield on the side of DZ as Surf demolishes Nafe. Down goes Pambazu. He'll find nothing. What about NJR walking into the bomb site? A kill on Ambi. That's a good start. 4 more to be found. That is the entire team of Shopify Rebellion now competing for the final kill, minus Ambi. NJR crouching his way through the bomb site. Explosions around him. His position known, and Spoit will get kill number 7. A Shopify Rebellion blunt whatever momentum could have been gained from DZ's timeout. DZ throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. Now a Finca on the board, an operator that we're seeing for the first time today too. Correct me if I'm wrong. There goes Spirits at the hands of Spoit. You've lost your shield. That's not ideal.
I don't even know how Spoit is getting these kills. I also don't know. This is the second time in a row he's been by himself as the shield. The first time, at least, like, okay, the attack was kind of going awry. It was late in the round, and it seemed like they were maybe getting something, but either way, that seems to not really be the biggest issue. The Rexen, I think, caught with the C4 in hand. It might have been weird with Spoit up top, but it's all going Dark Zero's way at the moment. These 2 kills from Surf will feel nice, but will likely be a Pyrrhic victory by the end. And indeed, they will.
Said this would likely be good or great, and so far, it's a pretty great matchup, even if we are left scratching our heads at some of the decisions that they're making.
Spoit facing a lot of pressure early, put to 1 HP, and Dark Zero, I was going to say, finding themselves in a really powerful spot. The defense caught completely unaware. 5v3 as Pambazu gets his second. It seems that Shopify have no answer whatsoever. Until Spoit and Canadian, the very 2v4 duo Parker from before, they get active.
Spoit on low HP, though. A winnable round for both sides. Spoit, technically, there's 2 of them, right? So we can swap around, providing that that second robot on Skopos has not been destroyed. They'll go for a long flank towards the bomb site while Canadian holds down the fort. Neither player on DZ have the diffuser. Pambazu has now fixed that as he's retrieved it and will begin the diffusing process. Trying to bait out these last 2 Shopify Rebellion players. Nobody on SR is giving them any quarter. A creep up by Spoit. NJR was prepared and ready for that. Now looking around for Canadian with Deagle out in hand. Nitro Cell around the corner. He doesn't do it. NJR is just a bit too fast. Canadian was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. And a bounce back round from the duo of DZ. First half no closer to a conclusion. Nighthaven Labs here in NA is, did you guess it, the most played map in the region.
Yes, I love it.
Stats-wise, breaking quite heavily in favor of the defenders. That is bad news for Shopify Rebellion. 69%. That is not coincidence. That is literally the number. Seeing a 31 to 69% spread between the 2 sides means that if you are not winning 4-2, you are doing a very poor job. 5-1 is perfectly reasonable for this defending side. Shopify Rebellion were only able to get 3 rounds. That is less than ideal.
No bandit being brought, as you can see. First kill going the way of Shopify. Wow, look at this from NJR. Oh no! The timing doesn't quite work, but the guns elsewhere work excellently. Pamba and Nave, a huge coordinated run out by Dark Zero. And yet Shopify answer back in kind. As NJR overstays his welcome, Spoit takes control of Garage.
Droning in with 30 seconds left. Nave playing off this deployable shield, holding on for dear hope. Oh my. Ambi wanders in aimlessly, and now Nave is repositioned. This is eminently more winnable. Down goes Spoit. Canadian is the last man standing. He finds Pambazu in a 1v1 against the Brit who replaced him. Who prevails? Time running out. Canadian couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Nafe securing the final kill, and DZ has the lead.
Dark Zero take the lead off the back of it. They've been fighting at the back on the back foot for this entire game so far, and off of that, it's the first time they can find themselves in the lead.
DZ's offensive threats have woken up. Shopify Rebellions need to do the same, or else put this map in DZ's win column and move on to Chalet. Canadian with shield in hand now will be the first to come to blows. Citizen was isolated by multiple players of Shopify Rebellion. Spoit credited with the kill.
Quite a simple 1-2 punch on the clear. Canadian maybe needing to chill out just a little bit as he's caught off guard by Spirits. A 5v3 looking quite strong. Pambazu and NJR playing off positions to try to work a pick back. Kind of what you have to do at this point, but NJR turning off the phone in front of Canadian. Oh yeah, this one's going Shopify's way, I think.
As the assault from Shopify Rebellion continues on the middle floor, they're in prime position to tie this up. Dark Zero's lead looks like it was only for a short period of time, just a couple minutes. Very kind of the Rebellion to let Dark Zero keep it warm for them. It's not outside the realm of possibility that Spirits could get a 1v. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, never mind. Issuing a correction. It is outside of the realm of possibility.
We spoke to the judge. It's outside.
The judges ruled it's outside. Unfortunately, sorry, Spirits, you had to die in that round. Shopify Rebellion answer back. The game is tied. A big victory for the attackers. Attackers on this map shouldn't be winning too many rounds.
Spoit's just having one of those games at the moment. Not that he's winning fights that he shouldn't win. He's just constantly finding himself in engagements and positioning himself wisely, or the team positions him wisely, where he is favored to win all of those fights. And also in moments like that where he opens a hatch, he's reacting very quickly too. Spoit is just in particularly sharp form at the moment, and I'm just gonna explain it because you always want to be thorough. Spoit's a really good player, like one of the best in the world, and if he's having sharp form, your team could be like pretty not good, and there's a non-zero chance you still win.
Safe to say that if Shopify Rebellion do lose this match, which is entirely possible, Spoit is not to blame. He only won several of those rounds in the first half because of his efforts. Even if he does cool off, he's given them such a leg up that the rest of the team needs to step up and get the job done.
Roam clear not going nearly as fast as it did before, probably because Canadian's on IQ and not on that shield. And yet Spoit's able to find the entry nonetheless, because when the call is go, boy, do Shopify start moving in the site. Canadian putting the diffuser down. And I don't believe anybody on the vertical top down. The C4 from below will force Canadian off.
Spirits has been dropped by, you guessed it, Spoit, whose grenade will do the rest of it, and he's looking for kill number 4 on the round. 4 kills in one round for Spoit. Surf and Ambi both sitting at 4 kills, and Spoit will do just that. A quad kill for the Swede. Shopify Rebellion regain the lead. 2 rounds on attack on Labs. A bit abnormal, but SR's making it work. A bit troubling for DZ as they sit on the better side. I'm liking what I'm seeing here on map number 1, but what does this say for DZ on map 2? Do you think that with how close DZ is, because right now, worst case scenario, the Shopify Rebellion lose 7-5. What does that mean for DZ on Chalet? Well, Rexon and Spoit blown up very quickly, and Canadian very much worse for wear. Canadian Ambi will work together with 45 seconds remaining. Lynx, this is a tough spot for Shopify Rebellion to be in, but hey, they get one, almost a second. Ambi baited in, Citizen has the cross. Down goes Citizen at the hands of Surf. He finds another! My goodness! Surf now sustaining serious damage. He's finished off. Canadian will need to clutch up. Out comes the SMG. Down goes NJR, and Nave and Canadian will be in a battle again. Nave goes 2 for 2. The Brit has the Canadians' number, and we've got a tie game. My favorite round in Siege, because no matter who wins, we move to map point. And map point, because this is a best of 3. Oh, he gets the leadoff pick here. Dave is finished off by Ambi. That's a bit of an odd run with the wall opened up. So both teams will lose a player, but what a devastating loss for both. Canadian gone, the shield, the Azami gone on the side of DZ and Nave. Neither team really walking away happy with the first player they sacrificed.
Whenever the attack gets an Azami, I usually say they're coming out the better. But losing the Monty's kind of big, but in conjunction... Oh, okay, so the round's just going to end. Gotcha.
Ambi's gonna kill every single person. He heard you talking about how little he'd done in terms of kills, and he said, hold my stats. There you go. Huge round from Ambi as he kills basically everybody. Shopify Rebellion on map point, about to steal DZ's pick of Labs away from the team in purple. Very critical round now. Dark Zero hoping to stave off defeat, but it's a bad beginning. Their Spirits losing out, his 11th death. And Shopify Rebellion have an advantage with 2 minutes to go.
They've got a 5v3 with a minute 10 seconds remaining. Make that a 5v2.
Shopify Rebellion doing everything to close out the lights on this Dark Zero match, and they'll get it done. Ambi and Spoit doubling up with the final 2 kills. Ambi coming online right when you need him the most. Those last 2 rounds, not quite as close as we'd hoped. Shopify Rebellion snipes DZ's map.
Kill her, hallway. Kill. Kill me in the hallway.
Last loop.
Nice. Fucking round, guys. Good job, guys.
Nice attacks, guys. Nice attacks.
Good job, guys. Looking clinical there.
Intero and Lynx, not to be forgotten. I am taking the place of XR Troika today.
Or am I taking the place of Jesse?
No, I'm taking the place of XR Turka today.
Okay, gotcha.
What has happened to the social prediction? Shopify Rebellion had the lead, and then they won map 1, and everybody was like, you know what? DZ it is. DZ is gonna win back-to-back maps, neither of which they chose.
Chalet is a map, by the way, Parker, that, as I just said, neither team have played so far inside of Stage 2, though they have played it in Stage 1 and many times before that. If Dark Zero can kind of like channel some of that pace that we saw for them in the previous stage, Shopify could have a really tough time. Even with banning Blitz and Blackbeard, this is a map where Ying can be really powerful, or Sens can be, or Glaz can be really powerful.
NJR taking some damage from the Surya Gate. Down goes Rexon at the hands of Citizen. They trade it right back. Spoit not cooled off from his first match. He's got the first kill for Shopify Rebellion. Nice pick from NJR onto Ambi, who slow peeks the wall from Office. Didn't know that the Glaz had taken up residence in there. Now it's Surf expecting a push over towards Solarium. Down goes Nave at the hands of Spoit. Spoit a double kill, starting off so strong. All of this action happening very, very early, and NJR will jump up. Down goes Canadian. Another will be found. NJR is really taking no prisoners here, and he finds Spoit too. My God, the mayor. And right back to serious mode. DZ takes round number 1. DZ's going to bring an equally obnoxious lineup for the defenders to deal with. Sens, Finka, Lion, Monty, and Ying. No, I'm good, thank you. Trying to rebuff the advance of these attackers. Rexon will mag dump. Down goes NJR. All 4 kills from him in the previous round will be for naught. Opportunities for the other players on Dark Zero to amass respectable totals. An Adrenal Surge is used by Nave, but doesn't really accomplish all much. A Citizen's gunned down by Spoit. Spoit already with 4 kills, by the way. That we had, what, 16, 17? He entered today with 89 kills. He has long since eclipsed 100. Nice play by Canadian now as Pambazu tried to creep up through the basement.
Dark Zero not falling very fast in this 2v5. Spirit's just slowly creeping down the blue stairs. Good reaction, looking around, isolating a 1v1 on the bottom floor. I was about to say, I actually should pick this one up pretty easily. Also, even though there's nobody there, I like that anticipation that somebody might play for the trade around the corner. But yeah, I was about to say, this is just a Shopify round waiting to be formed.
Spirit's last one alive. At this point, just biding time. I mean, he's got 4 players on Shopify Rebellion. He's about to drop to his death, should he choose to do that. Job well done. Rexy gets the final kill, and a 1-1 scoreline through the first 2 rounds.
So I get the feeling that Spoit hasn't cooled off all that much between maps 1 and 2. As last round, he was 2 rounds ago now, I guess, technically. He was the only player on Shopify to get kills. He got 2. In this round, many people on Shopify got kills, and he still also got 2. In this case, peeking outside of the building, not once, but twice.
No shields to be had on the side of DZ for this particular execute, which is odd. There go the Candelas, the swing in from the glass. Panbazoo eliminates Surf, taking serious damage from guess who? Spoit. First kill for Shopify Rebellion, his 5th. Spoit and Ambi now, last 2 standing. Ambi without a kill up to this point. He doesn't really know all that much. Trying to buy time. Easy in full control. They've got the bomb site, they've got Diffuser down, and now Spoit will need to ace. He's the only one with a kill so far. They know his whereabouts over on Trophy Stairs, and he will scamper up to Solarium. He has kill holes, but 4 players from DZ will be watching. Citizen never relinquished control, and he'll find the last kill to give DZ the lead. I love the variance that we've seen from Dark Zero's op choices here. When you get to the level that DZ is at, your operator pool is going to be quite large. It should surprise nobody that...
No, all these ops are very strong, very powerful. I mean, from the flank watch in the back line to the front line, the op selection has been, I mean, it's been really good, and it's also been quite just a... All right.
Out go the Candelas, and now a potential push in. Logic bombs will go off. Time for an EU1D maybe, but Shopify Rebellion have swatted away Nathan Pambazoo. NJR will die on an Ambi jump out. The only player to get a kill is NJR, and he's dead. Spirits and Citizen now in a 2v4. Down goes Rexon. Spirit still has control from above and manages to win his engagement. Ambi sitting on top of that diffuser, so unless you go for kills, you've got to get through him first. Here comes the rush over. They know Surf's whereabouts. They'll go for a quick peek around the corner. Ambi given the signal that, hey, this is where they're coming from. An easy read with the Scorpion. Surf will need to turn, but Ambi's got his back, and down goes Citizen as SR survives a bit of a scary end to the round. They equalize. Is it Wednesday today? A nice day to spend your Wednesday night. My whole schedule has been completely thrown asunder because of this NA Super Week and then SAL. Here comes the rush. NJR felled immediately. Nafe seemingly survived that ensuing fight. Nitro Cell goes out. Spirits is in back bar. Everybody is toppling, and now he'll open up some of the wall. Spirits finds yet another third. What a triumphant go of it for the French Canadians so far. Canadian and Spoit, the last two standing on the side of Shopify Rebellion, and they are battling against the clock. Hatch is sealed from above. There's almost no way for them to long arm this, so Spoit will now watch as the Monty gets ever closer. They're going to double up. Canadian going off. Nafe catches both. Spoit downs one, but DZ just had enough players there to cover it. Dark Zero grabs the lead. A seesaw first half. Bambazu finds his very first kill, and DZ continue this torrid pace. 40 seconds into the round, and they are slaughtering Shopify Rebellion. How do you win the first half, you might ask? Well, by never slowing down. Canadian getting one kill. It might be all that Shopify Rebellion can muster, because in 55 seconds, half of the server has been cleared out, and there goes the last one. Canadian eliminated by his former team. What a triumphant round by DZ. A 4-2 first half. Dark Zero could end this quickly if they keep up that same fire on defense, though it's a lot harder to do that as defenders because you are at the mercy of the attackers. You're not usually the one controlling the clock. Suppose you can control the pacing. It was one of the big hallmarks of that old W7M/now Furia roster. They were excellent at playing offense on defense.
Easy also likely doing a lot of their thinking ahead of time, as it seemed like a lot of preset rushes, which is not a bad thing. Don't mean that as like a diss. You know, oh! Rexon right around the corner will find Citizen just walking around dining. Ooh, that's a crazy trade from Nafe. I think he might have already been playing Mezzanine, but still good reaction. And initially the Capcan losing it, important thing is the 5v4 here. Capcan for Capital. Nafe putting in a lot of work with that one kill to damage Shopify's utility.
Bambazu eliminates Canadian. NJR traded off by Anby. Neither of these teams able to shake one another links as we get to the final minute in a 3v3.
Grenade out.
Now it's just chaos. Bambazu with one. Traded out by Spoit. SR looking for a foothold as Surf wants to move that diffuser into the bomb site. Easy playing keep away. That's a long line of sight. An army crawl over, repositioning to find something as there's a rotate. Spoit needs to dance around it. Down goes Spirit. Surf doing the job himself, but very limited time remains. Surf getting diffuser down. Super Shorty coming in. Nafe could be the hero, and he will be! By God! Gets it as the case gets planted, and a 5th round for DZ.
Oh, that might just be the momentum builder right there. I'm not sure how you recover for Shopify in that round. That was a difficult fight through and through.
You need depth at this level. Shopify Rebellion usually have it. It has been strikingly absent. I mean, when Spoit gets, what's he at now? 25 kills, 24 kills, something along those lines.
25.
An inhuman performance for him with a very critical game on the line. Oh no, Canadian is so dead. www.dead.com. There you go. You just renewed the domain. What a crazy thing. Almost a third for Bambazu. All you can do at that point is laugh. Spoit immediately gets 2 for his trouble.
Waste the smokes or kill NJR. If they can accomplish those two things, this round could still go their way with the utility they have. And NJR is still alive, but they have a 3v2 and Citizen's on 1 HP. This could very well go their way, and yet I'm still not confident.
Easy have been putting on a clinic on Chalet. Some of the best offensive performances from a team that we have seen on this map across all regions in a very long time. Citizen finished off by what appears to be the smoke. He's down but not out. He can be retrieved. You're all the bullets from Shopify Rebellion trying to find the final target on DZ. NJR in back bar, waiting for them to encroach upon his position. He lets one go by. Rexon gets both. Shopify Rebellion clinging to dear life. their third round. DZ has them right now in a terrible spot on their own map, but the climb can begin with just a single round. Like the disappointed, disappointed parent tone going on here. Rexen slaughtering Spirits. That's a lot of kills in the grave. Spirits off to a great start, but that gap has closed very quickly. I think he was 8 and 4 at one point, now 8 and 8.
A lot of utility being dumped in by Shopify. All the nades, all the Bs. And, all right, Spoit's able to hop in off the back of it. Rexen too. All right, never mind. I guess it was sufficient.
Nitro Cell primed and ready, but it'll be a desperate attempt from Citizen as he need to find... Oh, no! One player on the side of Shopify Rebellion. He'll do just that. He gets Goomba stomped by Canadian, but the Goomba misses. Ultimately, Shopify Rebellion get that final kill, and they have drawn within a single round of DZ. All that hard work by Dark Zero could all be for naught. 2-0 victory still very possible. Look at that messiness.
I love it, though.
Let's keep watching it. There we go. No, I was point dropping.
How's Spoit is still getting kills? He's 29 kills so far.
Flexibility again for DZ with their defending lineups as they continue to change things. Today it's the blue icons, or at least shades of blue. Look how many blue icons there are.
There are
Lava, Buck, and Monty. There's a lot of blue icons right now.
A lot of blue going on here, but Dark Zero want to see the blue really show up in the kill feed, as the only thing that's happened is Pamazu being progressively whittled down to 1 HP and now, well, dead. Rexen with another opening pick. Every time Shopify got an opening pick, it's been Richie getting into the fray. And now with plenty of utility, Canadian knocking at the door with this Monty. Ideally, you'd like to take down the bathroom player, but all right, never mind. We're just getting active.
Everybody dying. Almost a flawless round again. What can NJR muster? 1 kill. That's it. 2 rounds in a row where DZ has been held to a single kill. A tie game for Shopify Rebellion as they have made the comeback possible and now find themselves in the exact same spot that they were in map number 1, 5-5. A timeout to determine the fate of Dark Zero. They lose and into the lower bracket they go. They've got 2 rounds to ensure that they either win outright or at least go to overtime and then hope for the best there. If you're the Rebellion, you're going back to that very first round of the second half. That slipped through the fingers of SR. 6-4 realistically should be the scoreline. Man, oh man. This map has lived up to the billing. It's been just as exciting. I would actually say this has been more exciting than the Nighthaven Labs map we watched. I'm not sure if you'd agree.
I'd agree. I don't know, though, because Dark Zero's attacking half was it's kind of close in my mind. I think I would also give it probably just more consistently, like, exciting for this game. Another opening kill for Shopify. That's exactly how you want to start.
Things falling by the wayside of this DZ team. Oh, never mind. Spirits and Nath doubling up. Ambi and Rexen down for the count. Canadian with some life and will now stop them from going in. Down goes the defuse kit. Being watched quite intently by Spoit, who's gotten over a dozen kills in both of these maps. Citizen finished off by Surf from above. DZ just waiting to die at this point. What retake are they going to be able to muster? The push up from Nath. Canadian just waiting for the all clear, and he'll see one from above. Pambazoo is there. Nobody actively watching this, just waiting as long as they can. And out will go a flashbang now. 2 remaining members of DZ wait out that E1D. Nath hopping on and jump out, and Shopify Rebellion will get the final 2 kills to move to series points. Worst case for SR is they go out with a loss in OT, but they bought themselves some added time irrespective of what happens in this next round. Well, maybe not irrespective. DZ has completely let this one slip through, and I mean, it's really just the sides. DZ racked them up as attackers, pulverizing the defenses of Shopify Rebellion with a tempo that is often not seen at this level.
Shopify are struggling to break beyond the Solar Stairs position right now, struggling to find an isolated defender, and Spoit downed in the process, maybe not finished off, but Shopify will face the most difficult task so far.
Amazon will be the first one to die on the side of DZ. Ambi now taking care of. Spoit still bleeding out. Shopify Rebellion at a disadvantage in numbers, and Spirits getting lit up. Nath low on HP. Citizens taking some beatings as well. Don't think Spoit is retrievable. Nafe now finished off. Rexon taken care of by NJR. It's all up to Surf to clutch a 1v3 overtime. Surf trying to stay alive, dodging around the bullets, and NJR will send us to OT. DZ does not repeat the same mistakes of map 1. They're a bit better this time, and all it took was a couple extra kills to buy us 2 more rounds.
Well, a couple extra kills, and notably, not one on Spoit until it's auto-confirmed at the end, I believe. Just neutralizing him as a factor in this round. Not saying it was the only thing that got Shopify that victory, but are you going to tell me it wasn't an incredibly important role? Really, all Shopify seemed to get was Surf from that window, and then, of course, you could see Canadian firing through the wall at that door. But beyond that, you could also tell the map control was a little more unclear for Shopify. Where was the push going through?
NJR taking quite a bit of damage to start off with. Shopify Rebellion's been doing a pretty decent job at striking first through much of this second half. Defenders have it rough. Spirits will now charge in. Damage being done across the board. Ambi on the board first. Down goes NJR, the shield of Nafe. Blinded, disoriented by the Gishmont mines. As Canadians tucked into the corner, down goes Spirits. Monty pops up, Canadian in the midst of the smoke as Pambazu finds 2 out of nowhere. Pambazu might have single-handedly saved the round as he finds a third. And Ambi in a 1v3, watching Shopify Rebellion get such a sizable leg up, but everything is fallen apart. A Nitro Cell tossed a bit too short. 3 players from DZ all looking for the final kill onto the youngster from SR. And Pambazu will pick up a massive 4K as DZ takes the lead in OT.
Oh, you've got to feel for Canadian there. I get the idea. The entire attack, aside from that Montaigne, is rushing into bathroom. You know that because of where those smokes got placed, they're not going to anticipate you swinging out of that door. And you think, surely I can swing out and tag somebody before the Monty unshields and hit me, right? But unfortunately for him, the rest of the attack was flooding in much quicker than he expected, and with the smoke around the corner.
2 minutes remain in this round. The Shopify Rebellion attacking links, it's going to be a bit slower.
Maybe a little bit of flexibility introduced with the destruction of that mirror window. You know, if somebody's playing there, they're going to be a little exposed. Oh, but Citizen pops back down right at the most important time, but then hops back up into Ambi's crosshairs. Surf moving in, taking the vertical fight on the player inside a bathroom. But Shopify with a very important 5v4 and also important control. We got Dokkaebi calls, nades, and 50 seconds to go. I'm still worried about Dark Zero's utility, though. 2 C4s, Zotos, and a smoke canister. Shotguns, too. Dark Zero seemed to have everything covered.
Dave's used 1 C4, Spirits now as well. Explosive potential only in the hands of NJR. You know, that might be all she wrote. No explosive or no explosive. Right now, Shopify Rebellion suffering no fools, but hang on a second. A 4v2 is swung back to a 2v2. Limited time for Shopify Rebellion as the captain of SR and Ambi stand tall against Nafe and NJR. Shopify Rebellion looking to close this out in 2 maps. They need to win this round, and only Nafe stands in between them.
Use the C4!
Where are you? Nafe coming back to the bomb site. Canadian getting diffuser down, but Ambi's got the coverage, and we will go all the way. A 15th round is needed between these two as Canadian and Ambi manage to hang on by a thread.
It's a very interesting operator lineup, a very interesting selection, especially since we saw Canadian playing this position before with the exact operator and the same lineup being tracked in the process. NJR going to hunt him down. Just as the defenders have moved into bar and games, DZ are starting to surround that very location with Candelas with 4 different players. He has Ambi peeks, Citizen down in the process.
No.
That's a 5v4, but Dark Zero can still capitalize.
Ambi took a bit of damage in the process, and he had the Ying not too far removed with that shotgun in hand.
I thought they were going to commit. I thought they were going to hop in like a window or something and maybe try and like push out the back of it, but no. Dark Zero just completely rotated, which I don't think is a bad idea. You have a lot of utility and, you know, live to fight another day and all that.
There go the Candelas. Nafe taking a beating as he hops in the window. The gas will also claim Pambazu. Damage being done, NJR on the board. Pistol out, Nafe falling back. NJR, a huge round as now Spirits looks to take advantage of that. Through the smoke, NJR killing everybody. Spoit and Surf, last 2 standing. Easy with 3 up. This is for the series. If you're DZ, you need to win this or you go home. Spoit's been just terrific, but NJR a 4K. My God, big money mayhem for the mayor. And we've got a third map between these teams, Lynx.
Yes, we do. And Kafe up next. Not my favorite map, Parker, but boy, between these two teams, is it going to be exciting. And what a better moment to end things off. An NJR 1v2 to start and an NJR 4K.
He smoked himself. I can
Smoke
nice,
that.
below. Pulse.
Ping him. Michael.
Try.
Come here, upturn fast.
Up neck. I'm with you, Nick.
Let's go! Come on!
Yeah, it's a best of one shootout at this point. Win Kafe. You got a date with OXG tomorrow. Lose Kafe, and down to the lower bracket you go. Your hopes are still alive, though a bit dashed, and well, the road to get to the finals is much longer.
We don't see, unfortunately, any Ying as she's banned. We don't see any of the crazy Glaz or stuff like that. Though we do see a Warden ban from DZ, and I do think that'll be important. We've got a Sens and a Blackbeard and Aurora. Could still be a quick strat, but I think with the absence of the Ying, it's not going to be as flashy as we saw previously. The ROU projectors at the beginning of the round will allow somebody to either walk in through red, depending on where that's placed, or at least just drop down Nubalk and not have to worry about somebody swinging.
They've locked off the advance back to Cocktail, so DZ has a safer way in now. Still a bit of trepidation as to whether or not they'll go for it. Canadian shredding through Panbazoo. Canadians had a very good day. Rex eliminates Spirits. Spirits leading the way on DZ in a pretty unideal category, which is deaths. Afe will repel right in, trying to find some safe passage for himself to get Diffuser down as Rexon finds his second kill. Nave had attempted the defuse plant, but thought otherwise. Instead, they've got to narrow the numbers down, so he'll go fishing for kills, looking towards back bar, looking towards that bar freezer, looking towards the mirror window, and well, an explosion down below as he finds one player from SR, cannot connect. He and NJR will double up now. Down goes Spoit, watching over towards White. Nave has the read with 15 seconds left to get Diffuser past the halfway point. NJR batting cleanup, but they don't see Surf, who hops up on the counter. NJR no real time to get that Diffuser, so he's going to go for kills. Right now, the Rebellion playing keep away, and Surf will shred through him to give the first round to SR. Oh, to be Shopify Rebellion. If only that had been round 15 on map 2. You would be up 2-0, and the show would be over. You'd be prepping for OXG tomorrow.
Dark Zero banning the Warden again and not running the Glaz back, which, again, you don't have to run Glaz with a Warden. It's kind of the Ying is the main thing you kind of ban the Warden for. But you would be able to throw those smokes down and bring a Glaz to look through the light screens or the smoke canisters. And kind of interesting Dark Zero not doing that. A big focus on the shield, kind of like Nighthaven. Anything resembling Nighthaven is not a good idea if you're Dark Zero. Not to say it can't work. Especially Citizen walks in, gets the first kill, and immediately backs off as top floor control seems to be firmly in the hands of Dark Zero. As Panbazoo clears that quick and seems the round will fall soon after.
Well, one thing I will... You think you've seen it all. And then a Blackbeard hauls ass across the top floor, drops Laundry Hatch, and Rexon, who admittedly is deaf in one ear.
True. Actually, I always forget about that.
Doesn't hear a freight train coming.
It's been a bit of just a strange couple rounds so far early on. And finally, no! I was going to say finally we have the Glaz, then NJR switched to Blackbeard.
That's why you don't talk about operator lineups until they're locked in.
Well, I know, but it was literally
You
1 second.
fool!
It was 1 second until it was locked in. I thought it'd be safe. It was a mistake on my part.
It's okay, we forgive you.
I mean, it's still going to be a quick rush. I was about to say double shield through Bakery, it seems. The Aurora doors to hop into small bake.
It should be pretty apparent that with the exception of Nighthaven Labs, DZ has assessed how lethargic Shopify Rebellion can be as defenders. So why not? They only have one speed, and that is just go, 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 go. They're off to the races. Spoit not credited with a kill, but down goes NJR. Panbazoo follows. They're dying so fast, the kill feed's disappearing, and it's a flawless round answered back. Okay, so flawlessly won by DZ, now flawlessly won by Shopify Rebellion. If they keep going in that manner, the Rebellion will win. DZ really liked their lineup to the point that they opted to keep everybody as is, except swapping out the Thatcher for a Lion. I think that's the right call when you see the operators that are brought. What realistically is an EMP going to do against most of this SR lineup?
a couple teams will really just like on some maps put their star player on Scopos, and the two main teams I see do it are Liquid with Maya, and then Spoit with the Rebellion. Just kind of giving your star fragger a get out of jail free card, the ability to rotate and make plays wherever they want and maybe teleport across the map, depending on where the other shield is. Huge utility dump from Dark Zero and a shield off the back of it.
Slower pace than we've come to expect here on this map, but hang on a second. Two players just died in the blink of an eye. Ambi, the only one that's seemingly showing up here. Answer back. Down goes Pambazoo, the Glass that has been so effective at paralyzing these defenders, forcing them to stay in place. Canadian gets hit with the running man, and Citizen decides to empty the mag for added measure. I think he's dead, and I don't think you needed more than that. Surf with a nice shot on a Nave. That was underneath New Balk, pulls out the Deagle and almost had another for his trouble. Looking for a rehost after this. Regardless of what happens in this round, numbers being kept close though by Rexon, who's been great. Rexon and Surf finally having games up to their standards. Rexon will need to go for a 6th kill, 5th and 6th, but he just can't outshoot the Gridlock.
By the way, this is huge. Shopify have completely seen the rush that Dark Zero about to do and are completely ready for it as a result of this pulse pick.
Hydrocell goes out and it claims 2 for its trouble. Spoit the only one to die so far. Spoit putting in a bit of a poor performance compared to maps 1 and 2, where he dropped, what, 30 kills across those two? But now it's time for the rest of the team to step up to the plate. It cannot be the Spoit show all day. That's why you have depth. You do not have Surf, Rexon, and Ambi on a team for them to go even. You go positive. That is what they are designed to do. They were built in the lab, actually, to kill, and they are doing a mighty good job of it on this map.
No.
So is DZ, as they found 2 for their troubles. Yet again, Shopify Rebellion outnumbered. Down goes Pambazoo, a nice line of fire from Surf. Surf is just a terrific player who can stack up against the best of the best. His stock has continued to rise as he's become familiarized, and there's multi-time 6 Invitational winner and major winner, Canadian, using the Reaper MK2. Now it's Nave advancing as both players from Shopify Rebellion try to buy time so they can link up, and would you look at that, Canadian gets the job done.
Shopify investing a lot in making sure that nobody can walk through Red Stairs for free or walk through it alive. And now that Dark Zero don't have an opportunity to immediately sprint into the site and kind of speed up the pace, it seems like they are really struggling to find a way in.
Citizen with the leadoff pick, this yo-yo match that we've seen where it goes up and down and up and down, should benefit Dark Zero. We're about to see a Rotero drone kill. No, it sounded like a Rotero drone. That was a weird, did you hear that sound?
It sounded like an explosion to me.
It sounded like a Rotero drone about to set off, but then I was like, wait, there's no...
It just down spirits through the wall.
That's odd. Canadian gets punished by spirits. There's a drop, and DZ will sweep through what little remained to tie things up. Just been back and forth and back and forth and back and forth all the way to the midpoint of this series. No closer to a conclusion, just as we saw in map number 1.
Putting Spoit on an operator like Gridlock is a really good decision. Well, putting your fraggers on Gridlock on Kafe specifically is a really good decision because most of the time you're going to put like 2 to 3 track stingers on or around Red Stairs, and that means they obviously have one, but they can just use that F90, move through the top floor. Ambi as well with this R4C. What a deadly entry duo we have here. In theory, if they can start performing with that first kill, they find a nice shot to the Blackbeard, and then Spoit followed up. Oh, wow. It seems like it might be nice, but things collapse so rapidly for Dark Zero, or for Shopify, excuse me.
Here on Kafe, when these teams come to blows, they come to blows very quickly, and that's good, frankly. It shows that you're close enough that you can trade out. Most teams would dream of trades this quickly, but it does cause a bit of chaos. Surf eliminating Nave keeps numbers closer, but DZ still with the upper hand for the final 30 seconds.
Activating shock drone.
He'll shepherd this diffuser into reading. To be a little bit concerned, though, with that bookcase. Nice read onto the gas canister. Rexon is not afraid at all of anybody. He's got the diffuser. He's running out of time. Surf has killed everybody except for Pambazoo, who will now make his way over towards reading door. All Surf needs to do is buy time, but he runs out of bullets and leaves Rexon to die alone. A blunder by Shopify Rebellion gives DZ the lead.
Like, I need a second.
By all means, Captain.
I like that we kept talking about how this is a topsy-turvy game. It's a yo-yo game. It's an inconsistent game. And then we have potentially the premier example of that phenomenon in one round.
First Maestro of the day. We've had quite the swath of operators between these two teams. We noted it back in map number 1 as Ambi's the first casualty. Minute and 20 seconds.
He was Skylight. I think he just got smoked off Skylight by Citizen. Yes, that's a fair point to make.
Oh, Spirits was
That
just
sounded nasty.
headed. That was like wet meat hitting pavement.
Oh my, that's a horrific image.
Like the wet meter.
I like the strategy from Dark Zero, the K2 route to stop anybody from like breaching and pushing up. And while they have worked the Monty in, this is a very weird position for a defender to find themselves in. And also another very weird trend of the round as Pamazu rides Canadian un-ADSs, loses his life in the process. That's Diffuser in the hands of the defense. And yet it seems, despite that, Shopify will be able to close things out as Pamazu, with 1 HP, is easy fodder for Surf. A failed 3K in round 7, and he redeems himself with a 4K in round 8.
Lock's pick rate has continued to go upwards. She brings an awful lot to the table. She's particularly strong on this map. Flank watch is her specialty. Might not be quite so important as now Pambazu's dead. Means that DZ can't send somebody on flank watch with the same confidence, given that they're down in numbers. But I mean, she's a 3 HP, or a 3 health, if you want to call it. And the F90 is deceptively one of the best guns in the game. So, really isn't much she doesn't bring. Canadian now taking matters into his own hands. Down goes 1. He's traded out immediately. Is that some shield-on-shield violence? Nafe at pillars. Down by reading door. Will take out Canadian. Lose most of his HP in the process. And now there's a run out by Spirits amidst the smoke. A brilliant play by Spirits, but was read so effectively by Surf. Are we about to see only the second consecutive round won by a team? DZ won the final round of the first half, then won the first round of the second half. Now it looks like Shopify Rebellion's going to stitch 2 together, unless Nafe and Citizen are able to work some magic.
Shopify at 50 seconds. Not a lot of drones to be fair, but still 50 seconds to kind of get a good vision of what they want. Citizen goes down as well. Nafe goes down as well. Citizen finds a kill on, to be fair, the unequivocally most important, most impactful member of Shopify, and won't get any kills further after that. Shopify will indeed put 2 rounds together. And by God, 3 rounds in a row, we've had a Surf 3K. This time playing around the snow door and the cocktail windows, making a masterclass of those repels.
Surf's on 14 kills. Spoit's being very mortal, but look at that. High impact frags, right? There goes Spirits. It's a run out from Nafe as he toys with that garage door down by delivery. Down goes NJR. The Citizen has the only kill for DZ this round. He'll find a second onto Ambi. Ambi's been human cannon fodder so far through Kafe. Down goes Rexon as well, now at the hands of Pambazu. As these teams just come to blows. We still have 1 minute and 10 seconds left. There are 4 people alive in this server. If you like high-octane Siege, you must be loving this series. From a commentator perspective, I'm loving it too.
Minimal ability for Dark Zero to deny a plant this late in the game. Well, sorry, deny it vertically like they intended. They still very well could do it, especially with the Vulcan pack. Oh no. Surf gets 1 kill, and it might be the most important one so far. As while he gets Nafe, he takes down his support. So content to do it on his own, but now he's got to plant or find the kill. And it seems that he will be forced to watch Pambazu creep closer and take him down in the process. Surf, who's been so good on this attack side, makes a fumble right towards the end and gives Dark Zero away back in.
Imagine if Spoit had lived. Surf gets the immediate follow-up kill. He sends his smoke out. He can plant in a completely different area and have Spoit watch either in or near the smoke to fake out Pambazu.
Usually, if there's somebody on the top floor, I was about to say, it's going to be a Vigil who's solo roaming. Will Spoit be able to find this kill? He will not, as it seemed they're operating with a little less intel, excuse me. What the hell? Ambi with a lightning-fast flick onto Spirits inside a train. Losing to Selma's rough for a Vigil. Dark Zero come out the better for that trade. What a flashy way to bring the man advantage back.
Remember, SR has been basically unbeatable in these rounds. Lynx, what is this? What? Excuse me? A clown car of Dark Zero players emerging from the building. It looks like, yeah, it will be 3 for 3. NJR, the last man being hunted down by DZ. Shopify Rebellion need a single kill to move to series points. Surf will get it. 1 round away from a date with OXG. I want to know what happened. Why do 2 of you go out? Unless it was for a double swing to try and trade, which fair enough. But at that point, that's a huge risk for the position that you're in. I suppose when you're down by 1, you have to take those gambles. But both of these teams have shown that they make mistakes.
Sir, when Surf's 18-5 and you decide to put him on Dokkaebi, oh, here's the opening pick. Ready and waiting. Spirits has no idea. We might have an idea somebody's down below, but oh my god, and there's 2 of them. He gets 1 so easily, and now there's the Echo here too. Nath might be aware, but Surf can just bide his time, hang out here, and even if he gets the trade, they'll know that there's an Echo down below. Here's it in the process, as again, they're setting up for a double swing, and while they find it, the Echo dies too, and yet still somehow they're holding on.
Panbazoo and Citizen are last 2 standing. DZ's hopes rest in them. Panbazoo is in the grave. Citizen and Dark Zero have 1 foot in it too. All 3 remaining players of Shopify Rebellion have had different stories today. Spoit has been far none their best player, but he's taken a back seat, allowing Surf to break 20 kills in just this map alone. A career game for Surf, a huge game for Surf. And boy, has he risen to the occasion. Almost got spotted by White Stairs. DZ pin their hopes on their newest player. He's tremendous, and they line up for him, but his bullets only take down 1. Shopify Rebellion punch their ticket to play OXG 1 step closer to guaranteeing a spot at the Munich Major.
Careful,
I'm
right,
walking
cookie
down.
and train.
Nutty, kill guy, nutty,
Walk.
Where'd he go?
Let's fucking go! Fucking shit,
Oh my
boys.
god!
Little 20 bomb damn, let's fucking shit, boy.